We are here with your 2023 NFL playoff brackets. We got the predictions. We got everything going on over here, guys. As always, skip the 2 minutes, 15 seconds to get straight to the show. We'll see you there.
Are you ready?
We are back. Welcome back to the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Bandy. With me, as always, is Trea. We got 18 years of combined fantasy football experience right here. What's going on, Trea?
I'm ready, baby. That's what's going on. It's playoff time, and we've been to tell y'all who's going to win the Super Bowl.
That's right. That's right. Who's going to get there? Who's going to stay there? And who's going to be walking away with that Lombardi at the end? But we're going to pull up some brackets here. We're going to do Bandy's picks first. I'm going to go first. Then we'll get Trea out of the way. Tommy says, I hope the Bucks destroy them Cowgirls. I hope so too, buddy. I am right there with you. But let's go ahead and pull up my brackets here. Bandy's picks for these 2023 playoffs. We're going to start with the NFC out of respect for my team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First, we're going to start off. We got the Cowboys versus the Buccaneers in this game. It's a rematch from week one. It wasn't the prettiest game, but, 2 years ago, it was an amazing game. I think the Bucks have started to figure it out. And the Cowboys, we saw what they did last week. The only issue I'm worried about is the Cowboys don't generally put up two stinkers in a row. However, the way I see it going is Buccaneers take the Cowboys in this game. What do you think?
I think, of course, you see the Buccaneers taking the dub.
I am
obviously, but yeah, the Cowgirls suck, and I think they're probably one of the biggest frauds in the playoffs. And I'm biased because I don't like them. But yeah, I think it's a great pick for you. I think you got that one right.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And just for the record, yes, I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, but I have done everything I can to be as objective as possible, and just try to be real and give you what I really, really think. Tom Brady in the playoffs is something that, came into a lot of these decisions here. But let's move to the next game. I've got the New York Giants against the Vikings. We saw these teams match up before. I think almost all these teams in the playoffs have already previously met in the regular season. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but that's something to know there. But like I said, the Giants and the Vikings, The Vikings seem to be hit or miss. You never know what you're going to get with the Vikings. And we saw the Giants almost beat the Vikings. A 61-yard field goal from Greg Joseph is the only thing that saved them. So in this game, I'm taking the Giants to upset the Vikings in this game, Trey.
Yeah, big upset you got going here. I like it. I mean, it's exciting, and it'd be really cool if Daniel Jones. I've this year I've grown to be a Daniel Jones lover. I know people have hated on him for years, and I myself have been there. But Daniel Jones has really grown on me this year, along with Saquon Barkley coming back and kind of stepping up and doing a lot better than he did last year. They're still struggling a little bit at wide receiver, but they've had some guys show up the last end of the season. So it's definitely potential for them to win this game.
Yeah, they did. They've had Richie James show up. They've had Hodgins popping in there doing big things for them. And Daniel Jones on the ground has been something to watch. So, keep an eye on that. But let's move on to the next game. I've got the Seahawks against the San Francisco 49ers. Geno Smith, potential comeback player of the year. Brock Purdy. Doing pretty good things over there, honestly. Brock Purdy, he's really impressed me. I mean, it's easy to do when you got that amazing team around you. Debo is back. The Seahawks, it's been an amazing story. We love you, Geno. They wrote me off, but I didn't write back. I love it. However, I think Brock Purdy and the Niners take this game. Trey, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, statistics say, especially based on the way San Francisco's defense has been playing lights out, and Brock Purdy has been a great game manager, if not better than Jimmy Garoppolo would be in this scenario. So I like the pick for sure. 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers scare me. They're one of those teams that scare me a lot going in. But let's move it up back to the Bucks against the Eagles. The Eagles getting their match going. Their first game in the divisional round. Last year, the Bucks knocked out the Eagles in the playoffs in the wild card round, but this is a different Eagles team this year, but they have struggled as of late. Yeah, they won last week, but it didn't look pretty. And the Bucks, they're going to be ready for Jalen, I think. And, Miles Sanders, I don't think he does much either on the ground. So, the Buccaneers make it to the NFC Championship game. What do you think, buddy?
Hey, Brady in the playoffs. You can't hold anything against him. I mean, this man plays lights out when it comes time to shine. Hurts is a great quarterback, but maybe Brady pulls it off because he is the greatest quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm being objective here. I'm a Bucs fan. I love me some Brady. But I really think that they can take out the Cowboys, and I think they can take out the Eagles too. Especially if they're playing like they have been, Trey.
I agree.
But let's go to the next game. We get the Giants against the 49ers in the divisional round. The Niners defense hasn't been playing as well as they were towards the middle and beginning of the season. They're still really good. They're still getting turnovers. And I think the moment may be a little too big for Daniel Jones, Trey. So that's why I'm taking the Niners making it to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, definitely. If the Giants beat the Vikings, they're not getting past the Niners. I mean, the skill level and just performance of these teams, the Niners outshine the Giants all day.
Absolutely. Brady in his potential last season, who knows what's going to happen there against his dream team, his hometown loving, Joe Montana loving team in the NFC Championship game. We saw this matchup already in the regular season, and the Niners blew out the Bucks. I think it'll be a better game than that. I really do. I think it's going to be, high scoring, I hope. However, I think after everything is said and done, the Bucks get taken out and the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl, Trey.
Yeah, 49ers, man. It's crazy. Brock Purdy takes out Brady in the playoffs and possibly his final year. Who knows? But yeah, the story there to tell would be amazing. I mean, almost like Joe Burrow last year kind of scenario, but for the NFC side.
Yeah, the story is going to be crazy. Honestly, I think the Bucks have they play harder, they could win this game, but like I've said, the Niners horrify me, Trey. They horrify me. Well, let's move to the AFC side. Starting off at the top, we got the Chargers against the Jaguars. That defense for the Jaguars has been playing lights out. They were trying to get to the playoffs. They got to the playoffs. Doug Peterson there. Uh, they really want it, and it's starting to show. Trevor Lawrence is starting to become the leader that we knew he could be. Moving over to the Chargers side of things, Herbert, he hasn't been as great as we hoped. He's thrown for a lot of yards, but he hasn't been he hasn't shined with injuries and everything. Now they got their team, most of their team back together. I know Mike Williams might not play, but I think in this game, I think the Jaguars take the Chargers, Trey.
Yeah, no doubt. Trevor Lawrence is finally proving who he was coming out of college. He had the horrible coach situation and everything that seems to have been a major effect on him. Now that they've got everything running smooth, I mean they're in the playoffs, so I like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's move down to a rematch of Week 18. The Bengals against the Ravens. Lamar potentially back. Burrow killing it over there. The Bengals are on fire, Trey. On absolute fire. They beat the Bengals last week, but it just seemed like, Week 18, a lot of teams felt like they didn't play with all of their heart. I don't know why. The Lions sure played with a lot of their heart. That's for damn sure. But the Bengals and the Ravens game, we saw this already, but we didn't see it without Lamar. The Bengals have just been too hot, Trey, and that's why I think they're going to take this game.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, the Ravens, they're a joke, man. And like I say, besides the Cowboys, I think they're probably the least person that should be here in this group of teams. And I think the Bengals just do their thing and take advantage.
Yep. Bengals going to get it. Let's move to the next game. We get the Dolphins against the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins, are they going to have Tua, or is Skylar Thompson going to be there trying to move the ball down the field? I'll tell you, that game we watched with the Dolphins was brutal. It was brutal trying to watch Skylar Thompson get the ball down the field. He felt like he was struggling the whole time. With Tua, I don't think this is a match. Without Tua, I don't think that the Dolphins, have a match for the Bills. But I think the Bills take it, beat the Dolphins out to get to the next round, Trey.
Yeah, I just think it's Josh Allen's time to shine, and he's been wanting this, and I think that the whole team of the Buffalo Bills want it more in that matchup. So I like the pick.
Mm-hmm. And we got a question. Let's see. Question. Wouldn't the Eagles be playing the Giants, being that they should be the lowest seed, in San Fran versus the Bucks, since they're the two middle seeds? Huh. We'll figure that part out later. Let's move it on. Let's go the Bengals against the Bills here, Trey. What do you think?
Yeah, so Bengals versus Bills, this is your pick.
Bengals versus Bills, hopefully the game that we never saw happen. I think the Bengals take it. Let's go. Yeah, my bad. Jaguars, Chiefs. I think the Chiefs beat the Jags. The Jags made it this far, but I like it, Trey.
Yeah, no doubt. Jags beat the Chiefs for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I already said it. The Bengals going to take the game against the Bills. And that's going to be your AFC Championship game. A rematch of last year, the Chiefs and the Bengals here. A rematch of last year, the Bengals seem to have the Chiefs number. I think the Bengals take it again, and they make it to the Super Bowl yet again. And your match is set. The Bengals against the 49ers in the Super Bowl. You think it's a possibility, Trey?
It's very possible. I definitely like it a lot. Joe Burrow, man, he does this thing in the playoffs, and he's beat Kansas City 3 times in a row. So why wouldn't he do it again?
Mm-hmm. Yep. They got their number. So the Super Bowl set. Bengals 49ers. I think the 49ers, come out swinging. I think it's going to be an amazing game, but I think it is the Bengals' time to shine here, Trey, and the Bengals win the Super Bowl. Finally, Burrow gets what he's been trying to get. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it a lot, man. Joe Burrow, he got there last year and just couldn't pull it off against the Rams, and he pulls it off this year. I like it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome stuff. Bengals win the Super Bowl. That's what I think this ends, buddy.
Yeah, no doubt that a high possibility.
But guys, before we go with Trey's brackets, we're going to talk to you about Manscaped. Guys, Manscaped has got some big things on the horizon. I promise you there. We got big things coming. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but there's things from Manscaped on the horizon. But for now, guys, you got to get you right there. That Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is a beast, bro. You get there in the shower, got that light on there, bro. You get all trimmed up, get it looking good. And you can't forget about them boxer briefs. They really changed the kind of boxers that I wear just from trying theirs, Trey. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and let me tell you what the boxers change in my life, and that's how often I do laundry. Because if I've got dirty Manscaped boxers, I'm doing a load because I'm trying to get them clean so I can put them on because they are so comfortable. Every day I wake up and hope that I got some Manscaped boxers in my boxer drawer. They're just so comfortable, and like we were talking about the Lawnmower 4.0, this thing is the most practical below the belt grooming system I've ever used. It works perfectly. It does its job. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't cause any problems. It just does what it does and what it's made for. Yeah, man, Manscaped is legit. And if you guys use our promo code Superflex20, you literally get 20% off and free shipping. So do that because you like to save money and you also like to stay trimmed. So let's get it.
Let's get it indeed, guys. Manscaped. Use promo code SUPERFLEX20 for 20% off and free shipping. I love it, Trey. But let's go ahead and get to your brackets here. Take it away, Trey.
Yeah, so starting off, we got the Cowboys and the Bucks. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. The Cowgirls are frauds, and I've got the Bucks taking it.
I like it. I like it. I like it indeed. I could see the Cowboys winning this game with the way the Bucks have been playing, though. But I just think that the Bucks are going to get it, and the Cowboys won and done in the playoffs again.
The Bucks just did what they had to do minimally to get into the playoffs. Now it's time to turn up the heat, put the Jets on, and Brady's in his mode.
Yeah, buddy.
But moving on to the next game, we got the Giants and the Vikings. Obviously, this is going to be a great matchup, but personally, I don't think that the Giants have the weapons is what it takes to beat the Giants or the Vikings, because the Vikings have Jay Jetta, they've got Thielen, they've got Cook. I mean, they've got Hawkinson. They got everything they need, and then they got Kirk Chains, baby. And Kirk Chains is going to jingle his way all the way to the next game.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I could see it going either way, honestly. I think the Giants take it, but I could see the Vikings winning, Trey, so I like it.
But moving on to the next game, we got Seattle versus the Niners. Now, if y'all were just watching a minute ago, you seen Bandy had the Niners make it all the way to the Super Bowl. And I would agree and have agreed all year until they got paired up against Seattle, who I think Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks have the Niners card and will figure it out, and Seattle will get the dub here.
Insane. It would be a hell of a story, though. And I, for one, as a Bucs fan, would love for the Niners to get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round. That'd be great for me, Trey. I like that.
Jumping to the next game, we got the Bucks versus the Eagles. Brady in playoff form, doing his thing, but you got Jalen Hurts on his legs. You got A.J. Brown in the field. You got DeAndre Smith out there. You got Goddard healthy. I mean, this Miles Sanders, if they give him the ball like they should, he does numbers. Eagles get this one.
Yikes. I mean, the Eagles, they've worked so hard all year. They've killed it out there. Maybe they worked too hard. Maybe that's what was going on. They worked too hard. Now they're starting to die down a little bit. That's why I had the Bucs winning that game. But
Very possible, very possible. But I'm loving me some Hurts, and I think he's gonna make Brady butt hurts at the end of the day.
Okay, I guess we're gonna find out, buddy.
Moving on to the next game, Vikings versus Seattle. Geno Smith, you had a great run, comeback player of the year type run, especially knocking the 49ers out of the playoffs. But Kirko Chain's jingling on his way. Back again, baby.
Woo! Vikings, Eagles, NFC Championship match. That'll be fun to watch, buddy. You know the Vikings will keep it close and make it a game. I could see it.
Yeah, so Vikings Eagles NFC Championship. This is going to be a shootout. I mean, just a monster of a game. It could be down 25, comeback, almost win, or comeback victory. Either way, I went back and forth on this one. But Jalen Hurts and the MVP candidate that he is, I think they pull it off.
Fly, Eagles, fly to the Super Bowl, according to Trea. Yeah, I could see it. The Vikings have struggled a lot. Have a terrible defense. Jalen Hurts getting them staying healthy, hopefully getting them to where they need to be. I like it.
No doubt. So that's our NFC. I got the Eagles winning the NFC. But let's jump to the AFC. At the top of their charts, back in the hearts, we got the Chargers versus the Jaguars. This is, in my opinion, the story of a team that has been on the decline versus a team that has been on the rise. I know Eckler's been killing it, but the Chargers just don't look like the team that they did last year. And the Jaguars look like a fresh of breath air. A fresh of good air.
A breath of fresh air.
A breath of fresh air. Thank you. And I think that they pull the victory here. I think Trevor Lawrence and his ponytail gets it done.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I like it. Trevor Lawrence, they've been killing it. I hope you're right. Because I want to see the Jags keep it going, Trea.
But next we got the Ravens versus the Bengals. Like I talked about on Bandy's playoff bracket, I think the Ravens are just a good defense with an offense that is falling apart. Mark Andrews is not the tight end he should be. Lamar Jackson is the only thing that helps them on offense, and he's probably banged up. So I like the Bengals all day with Joe Burrow, Joe Cool winning this one.
Yes, sir. Bengals taking it to the Ravens. They haven't been a complete team all year. I don't see them beating the Bengals in that match either, Trea.
Yeah, man, it's just Joe Burrow's too cool for it, man. He's too cool to lose to the Ravens in the playoffs. Jumping to the next game, we got the Dolphins versus the Bills. If Tua doesn't play in this game, I mean, the Bills are going to stomp the Dolphins to death. And if Tua does play in this game, the Bills are going to stomp the Dolphins to death. I just think this is the Dolphins just don't have it in them yet. They're not ready. Next year, maybe I see them doing a little bit better, but they need a year to kind of. I mean, they got where they got to, kind of like a Chargers scenario where if they just work a little bit harder, do a little bit more effort, then they'll get somewhere further. But the Bills are ready. The Bills are ready to go.
Yeah, I love Mike McDaniels, the coach over there. That guy is a riot, man. I could just listen to that dude do interviews for days, man. That guy is so funny, man. I could not picture Josh Allen just stomping an actual dolphin and just. I know that's messed up, but that's just what I pictured when you said it.
That's what I wanted you to picture, so I'm glad. Just a herd of buffalo just trampling a bunch of dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, but jump into the next game. We got the Jaguars versus Kansas City. And as much as I hate to say it, Mahomes and Kansas City are just too well figured out, and the Jaguars are still trying to learn a little bit. So I think Kansas City gets the dub here pretty easily. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a high-scoring game, but I don't think it's going to be a close one. I think Mahomes, has some wrist flicks and some behind-the-back, closed-eye, double dunk throws, and they get the dub here.
Yeah, that just aggravates me. I see quarterbacks do all kinds of crazy things like that, and they never hear a word about it. Oh, that was good. But Mahomes does some stuff like just a little flick in the end zone and like, oh, my God, we can't believe it. He's a magician.
It's just he does it so consistently.
Yeah, you're right. But there's one throw that he made that actually made me go, whoa. And that was to Jerick McKinnon when he threw it like that way, just like,
Yeah.
like that to Jerick McKinnon. That was incredible. I will give him that one. But I just don't like how they don't get the credit. Either way, I agree with you. I think the Chiefs take it to the Jags. I hope it's a good game. I hope the Jags make it interesting. But the Chiefs, I think, take it.
Jumping to the next game, we got the Bengals versus the Bills. Now, I know everybody wants the Bills to win this so we can have a rematch of the coin flip game, Kansas City versus Bills. But Joe Burrow in the playoffs, man, always outstands and outshines people. I think he does it here and sends Josh Allen back to Buffalo packing. I mean, it's just Joe Cool, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I mean, that team, Joe Mixon, they're doing things over there, and I like them to get the dub here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the start of the Monday Night Football game as it progressed. I mean, the Bengals were just going up and down the field. They were going back up it again when bad things happen. So, the Bills defense, I think, will have to step it up if they want to contend with the Bengals in that matchup. Trey.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, that leads us to the AFC Championship game. We've got Kansas City versus the Bengals. And like I said before, Joe Burrow is 3-0 versus Kansas City. I think he continues the streak. Patrick Mahomes falls in a nail-biter overtime coin flip type game. We don't have to worry about that, though. Both teams will get a possession regardless of scoring. So I like Burrow to win this one.
I like it. I love it. I love how much our AFC side was exactly the same. The only thing that was different was our NFC side. But our AFC, we both went the exact same route. I just love how much people have faith in Joe Burrow. He started off a little rough in the beginning of the season and then just took off. I agree with you. They make it to the Super Bowl against the Eagles. That'll be an interesting matchup, Trey.
I think it'll be a great game. Bengals, Eagles, Super Bowl. Definitely worth a watch. A lot of high octane players in this matchup with Jamar Chase, AJ Brown. Then you got Sanders and Mixon and Hurts and Burrow. I mean, I think it'll be a blowout, shootout Super Bowl of the year, obviously. and I got Joe Burrow getting his ring, baby, taking it home finally.
Welcome
revenge from last year.
Welcome to the club, Burrow. We both got the Bengals winning the Super Bowl.
We need to put some money on that right now.
Well, I mean, the odds can't be that good, right?
I bet they're decent.
I mean, if you started right now, I mean, maybe if we put the money, I don't know. I love it. I love it. I'd love to see, the Bengals against the Bucks, the rematch in the Super Bowl. That would be fun to watch, don't you think?
No, that would be an interesting one. I think that would be more of a blowout, though.
Well, what? You think? I don't think so. Like we played good against the Bengals in the beginning. But yeah, that was our playoff brackets. Those were Trea's picks. That was fun, buddy.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm ready for it. I mean, literally, it's like, where college football, you have to wait a couple weeks before the playoffs and stuff like that. Like, we got action this weekend, baby, and I'm ready to get to it.
And guys, in our last couple of videos ago, we gave away our Manscaped performance package. We just want to say congratulations to Huss, the 420 fantasy hustler, for winning that performance package. And it was Christmas, so we wanted to throw a little something extra in there. Congratulations to Drew, or Paroli as his name showed, for winning the Manscaped flag. What do you think he's going to do with that thing, Trey?
I hope he hangs it up and looks at us every day, baby.
Yeah, buddy, that thing is huge, bro. I did not realize it was going to be that big when I got it. Albert says, I got the Bills beating the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Reed would be happy on that.
Yeah, definitely. I could see the Bills making it, honestly. It feels like the Bengals year.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest games for me to decide, was the Bills-Bengals game.
Most definitely, most definitely. And guys, as always, don't forget Trophy Smack. I know the end of the season didn't go as we thought it would, but go to Trophy Smack right now. They got a little wheel on there. You could get something free on there if you use our link. There's like 4 different free options there, but you'll get a discount for sure if you go to trophysmack.com/4thandflex. Get you a ring, get you a championship belt, Trophy Smack, so you can talk that smack, get you some goodies. And guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys more than you know. Those likes, they do help tremendously. So, do us a solid. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up, got too little time, I'ma live